the main norm or ethos of how our cultural or traditional practices are observed. It's problematic because it actually manifests itself right across the spectrum. I mean, if you look at the African Union, for example, we have an African Union with no female elected president, no executive president since President Helen Johnson Sirleaf left. So when we look at everything that we're trying to do, whether it's sports, whether it's economic empowerment, whether it's women's political empowerment, whether it's sexual violence, we just see that where decisions are made within the continent is actually in the hands of men. And men are at the helm of decision-making because they are. It is very, very difficult for them to actually conceptualize or integrate women's perspectives into the narratives that, come out to become policies and laws that guide us as a society. On the traditional side, most of our countries sometimes have a two-tier form of governance. So we have the central governance system and, of course, the traditional governance system. In Sierra Leone, for example, the institution of paramount chieftaincy is very, very strong. But we have just, about 14 or 15 female paramount chiefs, out of 100. I mean, because we've got new chiefdoms now. We have, we have a very small percentage of women in that area, because some of the places, especially the north, don't in fact allow women to become paramount chiefs, and parts of the east doesn't either, and of course the western area. So you only have the southern province and a little bit of the eastern province. So when you look at leadership, whether it's the traditional area of how we do things or it's the central government, you see that women's leadership is very, very much skewed. As a result, in our society, for example, women will, garner towards, the women's secret society, and of course we have the male secret society, where they find power. So really, everything that we do, because of the way we have skewed our tradition to the advantage of men and boys, it is very difficult to talk about parity without actually looking at those areas. That would be my thinking for now. So at least allow the other panelists to come in. Okay.
Thank you very much for that. Wonderful analysis and look into that matter. Ms. Mensah, you are... obviously, you heard Ms. Fofanah's intro in reference to leadership, especially in the traditional setting in Sierra Leone, and I know you have a very strong inkling about what holds in Ghana, and you being a leader also in the media space. You own a TV channel in Ghana. What are the attitudes and tendencies that you notice in society that we'll say are kind of limiting what we're trying to achieve, or what we're going, the focus of what we're going to be talking about today, which is gender parity in society?
Thank you very much once again, and hello to everybody listening. In Ghana, sometimes it's very hard for women to hold positions, and I'll use myself as an example, where people think, excuse me to say, you go in for big men and the rest to gain what you have. But mine isn't like that. But people outside might be thinking that is where I got them from. With hard work and determination and push, women can also make it in Ghana. And I've seen a couple of my female friends thriving very hard to put themselves at the higher positions in Ghana, because we believe what men can do, we can also do better. And Fofanah has said it all. So we need more education, and we need more push from the men as well. Men shouldn't think we cannot do it, or even though sometimes it is difficult. Holding a position with a baby, with a husband, with a home, and all that is not easy. And it's not everybody or every woman that uses what she has to gain maybe the position or wherever she has gotten to in life. So that's the little I can also say about, or add to what Fofanah just said, because we are all Africans, and Fofanah has made the point already. So using myself as an example, I think we need more push, and it's not only women, it's not only, we can make it too. So it's not only people who have been doing with the big men and all that pushes them to the higher level.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Ms. Mensah. Appreciate that analysis as well. Obviously, there are monumental tasks ahead of us as a people. And like you said, it's all in the attitudes and tendencies. But like you pinpointed it, education is key. Education is the be all and end all. That's a great equalizer in society in the world. Miss Mumbo, you are deeply in the sports space. Of course, you play sports yourself, and we're going to be diving into the issue of attitudes towards girls and women in sports. But as of right now, and with your perception and perspectives about life in Kenya, as it pertains to gender issues, what are the things that you've come across that you think are the challenges that we're looking at in terms of how we're going to try to equate or bring some kind of level of equity in society between men and women and achieve gender parity? What is your perception so far?
I love that you use the word equity and not equality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because equity is, meeting women at their point of need, because they've been marginalized. In Kenya, well, we have a greater percentage of women than men, but like most places in Africa, you will find that leadership is all most of it goes to the men. The women who are tough are characterized as over-aggressive, or they're characterized as hard-headed, they're characterized as, being pushy. There's all this connotation towards women who are standing for what they believe in, And just recently we had this lady who's a musician, and she was all out performing, and she was wearing a small outfit with tights and whatnot. And the characterization and the craziness that came out on her on Twitter, and everyone was like, "Why are men, screaming at this woman?" It was a picture that was taken by somebody else. It wasn't even her. She was performing to to adults who had paid to go and watch her show, and people from all walks of life were coming out to hit at her. And she said, "Look, I'm not. What moral police is this?" But if it was a man, it would have been a very different discussion. Just coming. I come from a family where I'm the only girl, so I'm not like you, Leslie. I'm the only girl with four brothers, and it was so oblivious to me about this whole woman and man thing, because I was always treated same as everybody. The expectation of me was same as my brothers. I was never told, you're the only girl, so you need to kind of be soft, or you need to kind of be this. I was told you can do anything. If you're passionate about it, get out there and get it done. And so I came out to the world, and for a long time, things kind of worked for me until just recently, I'm now, beginning to push to that next level. And that whole cultural issue is rearing its head. I'm being told, you need to tone down. You need to tone down. And I'm wondering, what does that mean? Because I've never been told you need to tone down. I've always been told, wow, you're amazing, you're aggressive, you're this, you're that. But then now that I'm, working to push to that next level where, want to sit on the table with the big boys, I'm told, this is not your space. We want to help you to get just a certain place. And that's the culture, the women can only get to some certain space. You can't get past that other place. Those who have pushed are characterized. They're said to be all sorts of things. It's unfortunate that's the culture, but we have to stand firm, and as women hold each other, hold together. And, with men who do believe in women having the same qualities as men, work together so we can show the world it's not about you being a woman or you being a man. You have the same capability to be able to deliver what it is that you'd like to do.
Okay. Oh, amazing. That's some very, very wonderful insight. Obviously, of course, we're aware of these things. The boys' club is not an easy one to deal with. Obviously, and we know this. But we're in the new age. The world is fast changing, and thanks to technology, thanks to the fact that we're interconnected more time than ever in history. The information age is here, and it's been said that this is the age that will change the world for the better, and I believe so, because education definitely changes attitude, it changes perception, it changes approaches to doing things. We're going to stay on tendencies. We're going to deal with the issue of what I'll call. We'll come later to how do we solve some of these things. How do we achieve gender parity in society? That will be mostly our concluding aspect of this conversation. But right now, I want to go into the sporting aspect, and this is mostly. And it's not something that's isolated to sports, but it's just in general the attitude that people have in society, and that when they see a girl that is in sports, they have this perception about whatever, about why is she doing this, or this is not a girl's thing, and that kind of stuff. In the United States, some years back, I was saying in the 70s and the 80s, they passed the Title IX Act, which was to allow girls to participate in sports equally as boys, and basically pushed for a level of equality in the collegiate system, in the school system, and in the collegiate system as well. So basically, what happened over time was equal funding was provided for girls in sports as well as boys in sports. It took laws for that to come into action. We in Africa have a lot of issues with attitudes and tendencies. I think I've relayed a conversation. It's just a private conversation, and I'm not going to name the name, but I had with a young lady some years back that we all were in sports back in the day, and one thing that stayed with her was the attitude that men had towards her, or even her own classmates, her own female friends had towards her, that she was as strong as she used the word. This is in Sierra Leone. They say she is as strong as a Manoj candle, which is a very strong type of candle. Which to her, I think for the fact that even as old as she had gotten, she still remembered that. That was, I felt in my mind, that was a traumatic episode for her in her life. That she was such a good athlete, she was such a great athlete that. But that was something that I guess stayed with her. That was something that always pervaded her thoughts to say, you know what, I'm good at this, but I don't want to be so strong that I lose my femininity. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if I would say that. So these are the attitudes we want to look at. So in your society, in your environment that you find yourself in, we're still talking about attitudes here. What do you see are the attitudes that kind of limit girls in achieving their ultimate in life, especially in sports? With this background that I've given you all, I'll start with you again, Miss Fofanah.
Well, of course, we go back to tradition and culture, so that's one we've discussed that a bit. But education, as my sister said earlier, is very, very important because in our society in Sierra Leone, for example, you see that, in primary school we have parity. As we go to junior secondary school, we still have, some level of parity. Then we go to senior secondary school, we see that transition. We see more girls dropping, and then it continues right through tertiary education. So education is key because we're not going to be equal in competing for so many things that we want if we don't have more women. Now, I served as gender advisor to the former president of Sierra Leone, and in that role, I saw these things firsthand, sitting at the table with men most of the time.